Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's TheKidEG, aka EGTV, aka Egal himself. You already know. And we're back again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Leicester versus Arsenal. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. We're going to be talking about David Luiz and Cedric Suarez possibly coming back into the team. You got Mohamed Elneny coming back into the team possibly. We got a new signing. We got some stories about Torreira, what's going on with Torreira, his health. We got a new goalkeeper. Could he be starting? Could it be him or Leno? We don't know. We're going to be talking about the team sheet, what's going on with the team sheet. And don't forget, take this second to subscribe if you're new. If you haven't already done that, subscribe and check out the channel. We got a lot of stuff coming. We've been consistent every single day dropping videos for you guys. So big up to everybody on Gunner Social. Big up to everybody on Facebook. And big up to everybody on EGTV watching on YouTube. Put your comments in the comment section right now before the video begins. And let's get started right now. Yo, what's going on? I got two beautiful guests with me right now. I got the man himself, Kesh. You already know. Been with me from the beginning. Big up to you, bro. And I got my guy, JR Fiddy. Yo, what do you call your channel again?
Kind of just JR Fizzy, but Fizzy, JR. People just call me Fizzy, really. So yeah. Fizzy's come.
Yo, the man, I met this guy when he had, I think, 6,000 subscribers. In that time period, he's literally doubled it. He has 13 now.
Crazy.
Go check out his channel. I would say one of the best FIFA gaming channels out there. And you know what? Big up to you, bro. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
Yeah, well, massive Arsenal fan, you know, but that comes with ups and downs. But yeah, I create FIFA content for anyone who's interested. FIFA Ultimate Team. I'm not really a career mode kind of guy. So FIFA Ultimate Team, pretty much I'm your guy. I live stream like every single day. So when the new FIFA comes out in like, what, 9 days or something, I'll be live every day to keep you guys posted, man.
Facts. And you know what? Whenever you want to come on, you're welcome, bro. But today, you guys know what we're going to be talking about. Let's just put it on the board. We're going to be talking about William Saliba to begin, right? William Saliba could make his debut. What do you guys think? Are you guys looking forward to seeing this man make his debut for us? Are you guys looking forward to the possibility he could be starting in the center of our defense against Leicester in the League Cup game tomorrow? And what is your thoughts on William Saliba? Guys, put it in the comment section right now while you have a chance. Anyways, I'll let you guys start. What do you guys think about William Saliba making his debut? Kesh.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. What I'm open to see is a strong team, not too much of a weak team. I'd love to see Saliba, Gabriel, and Luiz get the run out for this game, just to kind of get a cohesion between the three pair.
Okay. Fiddy, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, do you know what? I watched the MK Dons game and I was like, I'm surprised he's not started. I understand why, but I'm surprised he's not started a league game yet. But he seems like the real deal. But for me, I'm kind of taking it slow with him. I'm kind of just let him do his own thing and just watch rather than like really commenting. But I'm excited to see him play. Like, you know, he's 6 foot. What is he, like 6'4" or something like that? Yeah, like big frame. It seems like he's got physical like presence. But I'm excited to watch him play. That's for sure.
We have a giant. There's some giants in the centre back now, man.
That's what I mean. I'm watching. I'm like Gabriel, you know, 6+. Then you got Saliba 6'4". It's like,
tell me about Gabriel.
We've not had the tallest.
Tell me about Gabriel. He's been a monster lately.
Yeah, he's been beast. I can't lie. Do you know what? Yeah, like I was nervous watching him because obviously first game Fulham, you see him leave the ball and Leno's like it was mad. So I was like, oh my god, what's going on here? And then after he just complete, like you can see that he's very, very like dominant. He likes to make his presence known. Like he'll go in for that tackle behind the player. So he's quite dominant. I like that though. I like that in the centre back. He takes responsibility a lot as well. I don't feel he shies away. So I like that.
For me, man, we've been calling out for a centre back that just loves to defend and loves to defend on the front foot. Like when you see certain centre backs, they wait for their man to get the ball, then turn, they run at them.
Yeah.
If you get out to him quickly, obviously not aggressive where you're gonna foul him, like likes of Mustafi. Get out to him, make him know that you're there. Give him make him actually think about what he's gonna do rather than just turn and run at him.
Yeah.
What I like about him is like obviously this is the basics of a centre back anyway. Like when you clear the ball, when you head the ball, you meant to head it with distance. Me saying it's the basics, we haven't been seeing that from a centre back.
Yeah.
So it is the basics. But with him,
You want to know something? Let me give you guys a stat. The first time we've had a center back score on his debut goal in a long time has been Vermaelen, and that was a long time ago, right?
Vermaelen, man. Oh my god.
When you think about the level of quality this guy brought in to his first Premier League game against Fulham, the statistics he was putting up there saying it was likened to who are they saying it was likened to? They're saying it was likened to John Terry's first game for Chelsea in like his 5th season. Stuff like that. The kind of clearances, headers, duels, one-on-one, all those things he's getting. It's just ticking every single box. And you know what? It's time to start realizing the defense is where you start to build your team. And I like that Arsenal built their team from the defense forward. Yeah. They're not focused on the attack as much anymore.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, a lot of people always say it's best to build from the back because we, at the end of the day, with us, even through like some of the crap teams that we've had, we've always been able to score goals. But then you see at the back, and you've just got a bunch of clowns. Like they're even you see some like I've seen it. Like even last season, you saw like our strikers looking back, like with their hands on their like hips or like, and it's crazy. They're looking back, and these guys are conceding goals left, right, and center while they're trying to like, do you know what I mean, win us a game. And then now, I feel comfortable with Gabriel, you know. There's something that I like. I like the way he is. And hopefully Saliba and Gabriel is like the thing. I'm trying not to get excited because at the end of the day, they are very young, and a centre back position is like, if you make a mistake, there's a chance on goal or there's an error. So I'm trying to be very calm about it, but it's positive signs, man. I'm excited still.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna get us carried away this episode about these transfers. I'm not even gonna get us too carried away about, because we could be here the whole podcast talking about these two.
The whole night, right? Man. Oh my god.
Yeah, but if you could sum it up, this whole thing about which one, why can't we have both? Where do you stand on that?
Do you know what? For me, I am one of those. I'm in the camp of like we should be getting both. I don't think one is enough, to be honest, because I feel both of them tick different boxes. What we're missing, I feel like Thomas Partey ticks that midfield solidarity that we've missed for God knows how long. Probably since what, like Gilberto Silva. Do you know what I mean? Like we've not had anyone in the midfield that if I look at him and I'm running at him, there's no chance. Like teams go through our midfield like always, but Thomas Partey, I think he's solid. If you watch him for like Atletico, and the thing is, I think a lot of people miss the fact that because he's big, he's strong, powerful, etc. I think a lot of people miss the fact that he can actually play football. Like he's actually a baller. Like if you watch him, he's good transition from defense to attack. And then the other guy, Aouar, I've been raving about this guy for ages. Like I remember having him in like my FIFA teams since like a couple of years. He's just a baller. Like if you watch him, he's one of those like hot prospects kind of thing, but.
No,
I don't know, man. I don't think
I got a question for you. Don't worry. I'll let you. I have a different question for you.
I don't think we're getting both. I don't think we're getting both. I can't. Yeah, I don't think we're getting both.
Kesh, my question to you is completely different. It's you heard all this Zaha rumors and all this Zaha stuff. Do you believe it for a second? And do you think Edu sees that we need to improve our attack so much that he thinks get Zaha in and we'll be better for the next 5 years?
You know what, yeah? I think there is a truth in it, but I don't think he's priority. I think it's a thing where they're looking at options and other routes that, you know, with the transfers, things may not pull off, things may pull off. You've got to have different ideas. So I think it's an option that's in the back of Eddie's mind. And I don't know, but I just can't see it happening if we do go for the likes of Partey and Aouar as well. I just don't see it happening. But, mate, if we're really serious, that's what we should be doing. We should be going for all three. Let's
completely agree. Completely agree.
I see some of our fans saying, why do you need another winger? Mate, we've got 3 inexperienced wingers in the likes of Nelson, Martinelli, and Saka. As good as 2 of them is mad potential, they're still inexperienced. And you don't need to be putting so much pressure on these young players' shoulders. So if you've got the likes of Pepe in there, Willian and Azar, and then you got the option of shifting Aubameyang through the middle at times as well. And we all know if Zaha turns up at the carpet, he's going to get us off our feet. We know that.
Sure. Now, people were making fun of Willian, saying, why are we getting this guy? After one game, they realized why he was quality, and we should get quality players if we can get them. But I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the players that we already have in our team, right? And some of the players that we have already sold. Like Martinez, we sold him, and yesterday the man saved the penalty. His first game,
Oh,
he saved the penalty, and already on Twitter there's meltdowns. They're like, when have we ever had a goalkeeper who saved the penalty? Petr Cech versus Watford. That's the last one I remember. Well, yeah. What do you guys think about this? The man he's already Aston Villa hero after one game.
I wish him all the best. Honestly, I wish we could have kept him, but as I said, we're not one of these clubs who's just got money behind the sofa in the cupboards that we can just go grab. We wish we was, but our owner don't pump money in, so we've got to come up with creative ideas of how to make sure our squad keeps improving, and that was one of the assets that had a bit of value to it. And we're fortunate that we even got close to the money that they even rumored to be saying that we got for him. So let's be honest, like, it's a take it and just move on. At the end of the day, my problem is not that Leno is not good enough. My problem is Leno's a great shot stopper, but Martinez just oozes this
everything else. It's everything else, man. That's
like,
same for me.
You know what I mean?
There's a new question though.
But you can tell that Leno has been slightly working on the distribution lately. You can see it a bit. So let's see how the season progresses. And you know, as Arsenal fans, let's not be open that Leno fails, so we can say, see what we should have got Martinez.
Yeah.
What about tomorrow? What about tomorrow, Kesh? We got ourselves a new goalkeeper, second goalkeeper, and these are the games that the second goalkeeper should be playing. And in my opinion, you don't sign this guy a day ago, have him in training without having the plans of having him play this game, because I think they might be saving Leno for the next game.
I think he'll play. Like, he's worked with the goalkeeping coach. The boardroom, the people that's in charge of negotiations, they must have had a chat and found out if this guy's actually good enough to be a backup keeper. I don't think they're just going to sign him for no reason.
So tomorrow, who's starting for you?
I'll start him. You start him. Get him in. Let him play.
What about you, JR?
Yeah, I start Runnison, man. There's no point of Leno playing tomorrow. I play him. I want to see what he can do, because, like, he came out, you know, with his chest out, saying, you know, I can do this, I can do that, I can play with my feet, I can left, right. So yeah, put him in straight away. Put him in, because I've not really heard too much positive about him. But yeah, I'll put him in, man. I want to see what he can do.
That's the thing. That's the thing with goalkeepers stats and things like that. They're very misleading.
Yeah. Because
you check out the team that you're playing for.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's got lowest for clean sheets and that. It's like he's playing for Dijon. Do you know what I mean? It's like a lot goes into keeping a clean sheet. It's not just goalkeeper. I think you can see the 6 against PSG, and I saw a lot of Arsenal fans saying it's the sort of keeper that we go for. I'm thinking, come on, mate. I didn't know that.
Look at the opposition that they're playing against.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So as a goalkeeper, you kind of just have to judge him on like his games for us. Like, he has a decent-ish defense in front of him.
Mr. Bongo, we live. Come on.
we live.
There's no peeling potatoes today, Mr. Bongo.
Come on.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna move on to the next question. Eddie Nketiah. Can this guy be the super sub that we needed? Because the man came in and he basically won us the game. Let's be honest, he did win us the game. It was Saka who split the ball and Ceballos who gave him the pass. But Eddie is gonna start this game for me. I don't know about you guys. He's guaranteed a starter for me for this game. And Eddie Nketiah, after saving us last game, this guy's a beast. What do you guys think?
As I've said in the past, Eddie's not one of those guys where we should be looking and thinking he's going to be a saving grace and starting up top. There's games where you're going to look at it and think, okay, this opposition he can play against, that opposition he can't play against. And that's the way we need to take it. But I've always said Eddie is a good enough player to come off the bench and score goals. He reminds me of Chicharito. He comes on with this lively energy, and he makes himself a nuisance to centre-backs. No centre-backs like a striker that's going to keep pressing you or trying to make runs in behind. so he keeps him edge. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, and Fitz, to keep the trend going, do you want to talk a little bit about Eddie, or do you want me to just move on to Tierney for you?
I mean, yeah, pretty much what Kesh said there. Like, I agree. Like, defenders don't like nuisances because Eddie is literally a bag of energy. He'll just come on and run. Like, he won't, he won't run out of energy. I agree, man. He should. I think with Eddie, because he's not spectacular at one particular thing. I feel like he's like one of those guys who's quite decent at everything, and I think sometimes things like that goes against him. But I think he's a decent player. I do think there's a player in there, and I think that he's got potential. I just don't think that he's going to be, the striker to be like starting 38 games a season, 20, 25 goals. I just don't think he'll be that. But I think he'll be a very, very useful player this season. I'm not going to lie. I think he'll pick up a lot of these, like, people call them tap-ins, but you have to be in the position. You have to have that striker mindset, that mind to be in the position. So I think he'll pick up a lot of like crucial goals for us. I'm not going to lie. I think he will.
Yeah, and the next guy I want to talk about, Kieran Tierney, looks like he's going to be ready for the Liverpool game. I think precaution-wise, you're not going to play him this coming game against Leicester, but it looks like it was just a small knock, and he's going to be healthy for the next game. So what do you guys think? This guy's crucial, in my opinion, and probably our best defender.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty. To be honest, I get worried with him, man. Every time I see him go down, because he's got not the best injury record, I panic every time every time he takes a knock.
So, you don't have to worry JR anymore. You know why?
Do you know what it is? Because he's so good at what he does, and like you just see his impact when he's in that back line. Like the other day we had Kolasinac, yeah. The difference is ridiculous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
not even fair.
like I love Tierney, man. He's such a baller. He's such a baller. So hopefully
you know why he's going to be healthy though? You know why he's going to be healthy from now on? Because we got this guy who's going to tell him, yo, fix up.
Oh my god.
My guy's just going to tell him, yo, fix up,
this
bro.
guy.
I've known about this guy for years as well.
Yeah, we didn't. Were we linked with him like last year or so? He's been like around rumors wise. He's been about.
He's been about. He's just in some team.
I mean,
China,
look at him, man.
A few teams, man.
Imagine Özil, like he sees Özil training. It's a wrap. Imagine him training Özil. Like literally, imagine him side by side, yeah, training Mesut Özil. Or like Pepe, like all these guys, they need to beef up a little bit, man. I can't lie.
These guys are gonna be scared.
Look at him.
They're gonna have to fix up. But let's talk about Lacazette and Aubameyang are most likely not going to play this game. Saka might play, but Lacazette and Aubameyang are probably going to get some rest this game. What do you guys think? Well-deserved rest?
I think one or the other will be on the bench. I don't think. Obviously, I know he's going to do a bit of rotation. This cup's always been about rotation. So, but you don't want to go into it considering the opposition that we're playing. You don't want to go into it with no option to come off the bench. You may need to come and change the game. Like, I'm not going into this game thinking it's just a showcase for some of the talents. Like, I want to go on front foot of all competition this season. Obviously, we're not going to be involved in a title challenge, but I want to be taking every competition serious.
True. Okay, so now moving on to the next topic. Where was I? Yeah, we already spoke about Kieran Tierney. We already spoke about Leno and thing. Let's just take a look a little bit at the Leicester squad, right? What do you guys think about the Leicester squad? What do you guys think about who they're going to play? And before we do that, did you guys think the West Ham game was that good? Because I was looking at the stats. The West Ham game, we actually should have lost. When you think about when you look at the XG, it shows you that we were not good enough creatively. And look at West Ham's. Look at all their little dots around there compared to ours.
Yeah,
it just goes to show you they had more clear-cut chances. But at the same time, someone once said to me, "You don't get lucky. Luck is something from preparation, right? You just prepare, and eventually you get lucky, right?"
What I thought about the West Ham game, I know there's a period in the game where that was on top of us for quite a while. I think it just came down to the players kind of like they was a bit flat. They ran out of ideas. They kept trying but ran out of ideas, and then like everything just went out the window. And I think that's when the changes came involved. And then you just saw that the last 15 to 20 minutes, we started gaining our momentum back as well and pegging them back. But at the end of the day, that's games for you, innit? That we always know West Ham comes and they put up a fight. They don't just sit and just, you know what I mean? They was always going to put up a fight. I did say I didn't trust us to keep a clean sheet. So it is what it is, isn't it?
We won.
Take 3 points, really.
Yeah.
You just take the 3. It's one of those games. Yeah, it's one of those games. It's one of those games where you kind of look at it. It's like you'll look at the end of the season. It's not like our brightest performance. It's not the best performance, but you take the 3 points, I think, to be honest. And it's just one of those ones. Sometimes as fans, we're all like, we always want to see our team just absolutely slice teams apart, absolutely tear them a new one, all that. But we have to be realistic in things that it's not going to always happen. So these are the kind of games where it's like, you know what? All right, the chips are down. They're giving you a tough game. What are you going to do to stand up? What are you going to do to get the win regardless? Do you know what I mean? And they did that. One moment of quality from Saka. Like, you see the ball, reverse pass, straight through the defense, and that's it. That's the goal. And then 3 points, man. But yeah, it was a terrible game in terms of like for our standards.
Even when you look at that game, Saka didn't have a great game.
Nah, he was poor. He was
Saka was man of the match.
Saka was poor.
Listen, you have to take things with context. You have to look at that game in context. Yeah, Saka was
poor, man.
Poor. That's one of the poorest games I've seen him play.
Yeah.
But what it shows is that there's an exceptional player in there who's got defining moments. And no matter if he's having a poor game, you can come up with a moment that
one had a poor game. Bellerin didn't do nothing the whole entire game. I didn't realize he was on the pitch.
Yeah,
same.
Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing as a defender that you don't notice him, or is that a bad thing?
It's hard to say.
You look at it. To be honest, I didn't really see him get beat much that game at all.
Everything was coming down Saka's side, you know.
Yeah.
Like with Yarmolenko and that Bowen. Everything was coming down Saka's side.
With the system, you can see how important it is for Tierney and Niles. You need competent players in there. Yeah. And when you got a cube trying to fit into a square hole, as in you're gonna have problems.
Okay. So I want to get on to the Leicester game now, guys. We're gonna this is it. We're moving on to the game now. Before we get to our lineups and who we would play, let's just look at the two teams on paper, what they think that is gonna happen. So they're kind of crazy. They think Vardy's gonna start and all these other guys for Leicester, Sionchu, Morgan, Fuchs. In my opinion, if they start Captain Morgan, that's a guaranteed W, because that man can't even play football anymore. He's a Sunday League player now. Like, he's no longer a Premier League footballer. I seen him play the other day. I seen him play one time, and I swear to you, he couldn't run. He could not walk.
He's slow. He is slow.
Like, if he had a FIFA card, bro, over under 35 pace.
I think he's got like 20 pace on his card. It's ridiculous. It's a violation. I remember because obviously you see all these players tweeting about their FIFA cards and that. I mean, I think he's got he has like 26 pace or something stupid like that. He is slow, man.
I think he's just in that team for the leadership, isn't he?
Yeah, experienced leadership, rally around the players, like fix up at halftime, here and that. Yeah.
Yeah, what do we think about their options? Because in my opinion, Leicester is a team that gets over. They're underdogs, so they do well and they get properly rated. But now it's almost to the point where they're overrated. They're almost rated as highly as like top 6 teams when they're really not. Yeah. They finished in the top 6 last year, but you look at their team. Our second team is still way better than their first team at times.
The thing about Leicester is that they've been pushing, but they've never actually gone and got that marquee signing.
Yeah, I agree.
Before Everton got Rodriguez, I was saying that's Everton's problem. Like, they've been trying, but they never actually got an exceptional player. And sometimes you just need that X factor in your team that lifts everyone else around you. As you saw when Ozil first came, fair enough, we didn't win anything, but you saw that X factor in our team.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Leicester's a weird one because, like, if you look at the players, yeah, there's so many players that I would look at and be like, he could fit into our team. Like, you look at the team that you got on the screen there, yeah. Indeed, he'd walk into our midfield. I think we can all agree on that. That new signing, that Castagna, he is started on fire. He started on fire. It's crazy.
What about Justin?
Yeah, even Justin. Is he like a youngster? I haven't really heard of him.
He's the one that got Eddie sent off last year.
He came from Luton. He came from Luton.
Okay. Yeah, like he even they just look like they've got decent players like across the pitch. I think they'll play quite a strong squad tomorrow. I don't think their squad's as like big and rotatable as ours is. So I think they'll start more like first class players than we will, to be honest. I think.
Okay, so moving on, what do we think about the manager? Because in my opinion, I think he's a little. He's resting so heavily on his laurels from the Liverpool days and Celtic, and you know what? In my opinion, he's been a failure at Liverpool. And yes, he won trophies at Celtic, but let's be honest, we could win a trophy at Celtic. So I don't really know what to say.
With the thing with Brendan Rodgers, he just never seems to get over that final line. Yeah. Like it just always bottles it at the end. I don't know if it's the team not having enough quality, or it's just him not being able to motivate his players to finish the race.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't have it. Like, I don't know why, but like different managers, you just feel like that X factor, with players. But he's just plain.
As a coach, though, I do think he's got something. He's a good coach. He's a very good coach.
Okay. So I was gonna ask you guys this: Arteta with that Leicester team, do you think he gets more out of that Leicester team than Brendan Rodgers, or are we overrating Arteta and he wouldn't perform as good as Brendan Rodgers with this Leicester team? Because my opinion, you give Arteta the Chelsea team, he wins the league. You give Arteta the Man City team, the Liverpool team, he wins the league. You give him that Leicester team, he gets them higher or maybe the same as Brendan Rodgers. You give him the Man United team, he will make guys like Eric Bailly look amazing. There's been no coaching from a lot of these teams, and Arteta is able to coach players to improve them. And I don't see any improvement besides Harvey Barnes from Leicester players. They're all the same level, in my opinion.
I totally agree. Like when we was linked with Arteta, I think it was Nagelsmann, Arteta, and Brendan Rodgers. And my first option was Nagelsmann, then Arteta second, then Brendan Rodgers. And I think it for some reason it just comes together as a perfect project for Arsenal, because you want the likes of Saka and guys like that to be coached well. They are our future. You don't want someone like, say, a Jose Mourinho who's just going to come in and depend on signing experienced players. Or a team, as I've said before, we ain't got money like that to just be thrown around. So, yeah, man, Arteta's a great coach, and hopefully we'll be able to see his management as well, and just go from there.
Okay. Now, let me ask you guys this. There's a guy called Mohamed Elneny, okay? And a lot of people don't want nothing to do with him. A lot of fans, when they hear his name, or even rivals hear his name, it's just a joke. It's like he became a joke. I don't know when he became a joke. When did he become a joke? He was never this guy who made funny faces and became a meme. But why is he such a joke? Why do people not rate him? In my opinion, he went to Turkey and came back a better player, and people just give him a chance. He's better than Torreira. Am I crazy to say that?
I think so. That's a big push. Yeah. That's a big push. I think, do you know what it is, with Elneny, right? He is a £5 million player. He's basic. He will get the ball, he'll pass the ball, and that's it. Like he's just an engine. Like he's just a workhorse. But like in the midfield, like in the modern day, you need more than that from your midfield. You can't just have someone who literally will receive the ball, look to his left, look to his right, and be like, all right, I'll pass it backwards. You can't have that. Do you know what it is? Yeah, with Elneny as well. It's like I for me, this is the way that I do it. Obviously, everyone has different opinions, but the way that I do it is if when we're looking at a player, when we're looking at all these different signings and all these players, etc., you look at him and be like, would he get into any midfield in the top half of the table?
No.
He wouldn't. He just wouldn't. He wouldn't get into Man City, wouldn't get into Chelsea, wouldn't get into Liverpool, wouldn't get into Spurs midfield, wouldn't get into Wolves midfield with João Moutinho, Ruben Neves. He wouldn't get into Everton's midfield like with the signings that they made. Like you just look at Sheffield United. I don't think he'd get into Sheffield United's midfield. They had Lundstrom who was on fire last year.
No,
I just think that he's such a basic
let me
player.
rebuttal you though. Everybody has their weaknesses. Like, let me give you, Reece Nelson would get into Manchester United's front three if there's an injury. That's how bad their front three is when it comes to their depth. Think about it. Dan James or Reece Nelson, in your opinion?
I don't think it would. He's just a bad.
If there's an injury, I would probably pick Reece Nelson over Dan James. You're right, but in terms of the front three, he doesn't get into the front three. He doesn't
start, but I'm saying everybody has their weaknesses. So you look at Manchester United, their weakness is their front three. You look at Liverpool, their weakness is they don't have the defensive depth. You look at Man City, they don't really have a weakness. I don't know what's up with those guys.
You know what it is, It's not so much about, as a player, it's not so much about your weakness. It's about what ingredients you're bringing to the team.
To the team, to the system. Like, what can you provide? Yeah.
You've had, like, for instance, who can I say? I can't even think of a name on the top of my head, but in the past, like, you've had players who's been the mainstays in the team, and you look at them and think they're not that great, but you can see what they're bringing.
What they bring to the team, yeah.
And then he doesn't bring, let's say, a solid base for the defense in front of him. He doesn't bring that. So if he was bringing that, then I can understand. What only thing I see from Elneny is just a player that's gonna always run. He's gonna always put himself about, but it's not good enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
For a team that's striving to get back into the top four.
You know what's gonna happen with Elneny? He's gonna have 2 to 3 good performances, and we end up selling him, and people are gonna be pissed off that we sold him.
Whoa! I don't know about that.
I've been saying from the start, get him out. Listen, if Arteta's grand plan is to be like, listen, we're gonna play him a couple of games, get his stock up, get that from 5 million, try and get a cheeky 10 million. All happy for that. Do all of that. Do what you need to do. But if we can get 5, however much, if we can get him off the books, then get him off the books.
Mate, listen, I've seen the rumors about Mustafi going for 13. I know we're taking a big loss, but for me, I don't care.
Yeah, take it. Yeah.
Get them out.
Get him out. I'm on that vibe of just get them out now. Just get them out.
With the Elneny, let me just finish here on the Elneny thing. I know people say, he's had a good game, or in preseason he's played well. But what you have to understand is Arteta can make a player look so well. We've seen it over the course of so I'm not going to fall for that. So, man, just get him out. At the end of the day, he's been at the club for, 5 years now? He's been there? 5
years, man. The only thing I remember is a goal at Barcelona. That finesse Barcelona, thanks for the goal, Barcelona, mate, but do you know what I mean?
When he scored that goal, guys on EGTV compared him to...
I went mad. I went mad. I remember, I went mad.
Remember? They're like, we finally found our Vieira replacement.
Oh, it's crazy, man.
Anyways, even the music knows we're talking shit. But what do you call it? Mustafi to Italy for 13 million. They're saying almost. We lost almost 80% of his value, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. We're probably the only club. Who would pay 35 mil for him in the first place. You saw Gary Neville literally came out because obviously I think he got sacked just before we signed him as well. Yeah. And he came out and he was like, why are they paying that?
Yeah, the thing is, that happens at Arsenal all the time because our scout, is it Francis Fiello or what his name is? Egal. He applied Wenger and the board not to sign Mustafi and Perez, and they still went in and done it. It's just mismanagement. Total mismanagement. It's that
stats thing, isn't it? They were signing players on stats. I think when we signed Mustafi, we could have got Van Dijk from Southampton, I think, or something. Which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man.
Why do you have scouts, but you don't listen to them? Just it makes sense that they sack them.
I don't get it. I'd rather
now that they sack them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
With context, because stats can be very deceiving.
Out of context, man.
You
The
have
eye
to.
test always wins. The eye test
So
always
when you
wins.
look at Mustafi, if you look at some of his stats, it's up there with Van Dijk. And we
Yeah,
sure
he-
don't know.
He's better stats than Van Dijk. He actually has that. He has better stats than Van. More
What?
clearances, aerial duels, and all this. I'm looking at. Do you know? Oh nah,
That just goes to show you can't be a
Oh.
stat merchant when you're talking about
nah.
football.
You can't. You
Only
can't.
for strikers you can possibly pull it off,
Yeah.
but defensive,
Yeah. Yeah.
nah. Okay, perfect segue. We got two defenders who we got laughed at for re-signing and giving them extensions, but they're gonna play this game. What do you think?
Why did we sign Suarez?
Honestly,
I'm still baffled.
I think we were trying to. He's our third string right back, and we got him for free, right? 5 million loan.
I just like
And
it's
Bellerin
weird because
was
didn't
up
we
and
give him
down,
like a
remember?
5 year like a 4 or 5 year contract on like a one game? He scores one banger, he gets a 4 year contract.
I don't know, bro.
With the signing, I'm not too against it. I think he's a competent player. You can fill the voids. Like he can play on either side. And at that time, we had quite a few injuries from what I remember.
Yeah,
And
I think we did.
Where they did. I don't think they expected him to be out that long.
You want to know the honest truth? It's Kia Jarabkin's fingers all over this deal.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
complaining about it,
KFC, man. KFC.
As I said, I don't think it's a bad side. It's a competent player. He can fill the gaps. And we don't know what's going to happen towards the end of the transfer window because I'll be seeing Bayern and Barca's fighting it out for Sergio Dest. And we've been rumoured that Barca has actually had conversations about Bellerin. So we don't know if Barca misses out on him, they might come in with an offer. So you got to have the options there.
Yeah.
So I got my team up here. This is from what we were talking about. This is the team that I think that's going to go with. I think he's going to play Saliba, David Luiz, and Kolasinac. I don't think he's going to play Gabriel. Okay, I don't think he's going to play Bellerin. I think he's going to hold him. I think he's going to play Saka and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, right? And he's probably going to pick Ainsley Maitland-Niles for the Liverpool game. I think he's going to drop both his midfielders and go with Elneny and Joe Willock. And Pepe comes in and Eddie Nketiah. And obviously, the goalkeeper, we decided on Runnerson, but his name is not up on this website yet. So I had to go with Leno just as a spot gap.
Just that.
So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the defense? Would you take Kolasinac out or would you keep him in for this game?
I think you take Kolasinac out.
Because he's being sold?
I think you go with a defense of, now to come to think of it,
we don't have options because they're all linked with moves away.
Or Pablo Mari, but he's injured.
Is Mari still injured or what's?
Yeah, he's still injured.
Oh my god, we're signing injured players, giving them 4-year contracts. What's going on?
No, but he's a cover for Alex.
Yeah, actually, he actually got injured. Yeah. After lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah, he got injured after we gave him the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he will go with that back line, to be fair.
Yeah.
When it comes to Liverpool, you probably see the likes of
Gabriel
and Olden.
Yeah.
What about the midfield? Do we have a debate on midfield? Because Joe Willock and Elneny, I think that's my midfield.
I think it'll be Ceballos and Elneny,
What about you?
I think he'll change. I think he will change it up. I feel like either Granit Xhaka or Ceballos will play one of them. I don't know.
I won't even rule out Guendouzi even getting a game.
Guendouzi, yeah. Do you know what I would love for him to do? Just go full circle, right? Get Guendouzi in there, get Ozil in there, and see what they do. Seriously, I'm not change. The thing is, right?
Change the formation.
A lot of people, but the thing is, right? A lot of people are saying that his preferred formation is not what we're playing at the moment. His formation, his preferred is like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 or however you want to put it. I would want to see what Ozil can do. I'm not gonna lie. I would play Ozil in this game. I know it's an unpopular opinion.
What's your formation?
I get it, and I get why completely. I would want to see. I want to see what I would want to see what he's on.
I'm sticking with
your formation 3-4-3, but with Ozil as the 10, floating 10.
No,
Yeah, or that, or Özil is like one of the front three because I know that I think it was either Arsene Wenger or Emery like put him as like the right winger or something.
Right,
But yeah, but it's one of those. It's like he's there. Just use him in these games that if you want to rotate your squad, use him in these kind of games. Do you know what I mean? But obviously we've got other options, so I wouldn't be surprised completely if we don't see Guendouzi or Özil for a majority
What do
of
you
this
think
season.
about this team? Okay, so I'm gonna put your team on the table and tell me what you think about how I did it. So I kept the back three, but I took out Saka and I put in Özil, and I took out Dani Ceballos and I put in Guendouzi. So what do you think? Is that something you think would happen, or do you think they'll go with a back four if they bring Özil in?
Yeah, I don't think it will happen. I think it's something that I would like to see. I'd want to see how Guendouzi because at the end of the day, Guendouzi wasn't Guendouzi like there was a whole story that he handed in a transfer request or whatever.
Oh, lies though.
He's not handed anything. It's no secret that we're trying to get rid of him. We've literally offered him to any single team or any club that wants to come in and be like, listen, we got Guendouzi, can you take him, please? We're literally begging.
We offered Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I wouldn't take Odoi. I wouldn't take Hudson-Odoi. I don't rate him.
We offered them a swap deal for Conte also. We got cheeky with it, voila. We're actually out here trying.
That is robbery. If we got Kante for Guendouzi, that is daylight robbery. Absolute nah. There's no way that would happen.
I do feel a couple of their midfield options are up for sale. Secret. Because with this route that they want to get Declan Rice, but they need to sell first before they get him. And they do. I reckon it might be Kovacic, but a great season for them.
They have an imbalance. They have an imbalance in midfield. They do have a few extra midfielders. I can't lie. They do.
Declan Rice could cost upwards of 80 million. In my opinion,
that's ridiculous.
80 million. That's
ridiculous.
They're just trying to rob Chelsea, bro.
He's 30 mil max.
Ridiculous.
He's 30 max.
If Torreira is 25,
huh?
If Torreira is 25, what is this guy? Declan Rice. The English tax maximum. I'll give him 50.
50, yeah. In this current market, 50. So
when you look at the likes of when they were saying Grealish is 80 mil.
That's ridiculous. I'm
looking at our. I'm thinking there's better option on the continent for that price.
Yeah.
It doesn't really add up.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about predictions for the formation? 3-4-3, right? No matter what.
3-4, yeah. I think it'll be standard what he's been going with since he's kind of come in, to be honest. Yeah. I think it'll be standard.
Okay, so I think me and Kesh have a very similar team, and JR, you came in and threw a bomb in there and changed everything.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what I mean? Test works. It's just, I think it's one of those ones where it's like, because you know what? I think a lot of people forget that when Arteta first came in, Özil was actually playing, and he was actually playing well. He was pressing. I've never seen him run more in his life ever. So it's one of those. I don't know what's happened there. I think it's non-football related why he's not starting and not playing. I think it's non-football related for me personally, but we'll never know in it. We'll never know. So it's something I'd like to see, but I think the team will be what you want.
The club's just come to the end of this old saga.
Yeah,
they're just sick of it. Get rid of it. But at the end of the day, you don't. I personally want Ozil gone before the season started because I just think it's negative energy around
all the time. All the time. Why is he not playing? Is he injured? Yeah.
There's a late entry. Better late than never. African Gooner. Yo, bro. You're 45 minutes late, but I love you, bro. No problem.
I still try my best, man. I was at dinner and it went a bit longer, so it is what it is.
It's cool, man. Yo, quick recap. We were talking about a lot of things, but I'm gonna throw each person throw something at him. So first thing I want to know, we were talking about Guendouzi. Do you think Guendouzi is gonna actually leave?
No, man. I mean, we're finding it hard to get rid of any player right now. So to see Guendouzi leave, I mean, listen, I mean, we've seen that he came in with a transfer request. I mean, what is that really going to do for him? Does this kid not know that we've been trying to sell him for the last 2 months and that no one wants his, no one wants his butt? So, I mean, it's interesting. Listen, if Chelsea are willing to give us Kante for Guendouzi, that's the only swap deal I would do with Chelsea. Apart from that, it doesn't seem that anyone else really wants to take this guy. So he might be here like Ozil.
Yeah. Yo, Kesh, you have any questions for African Gooner? Because this guy is late and I forgot half the stuff we talked about.
Not that I can think of the top of the head now.
Okay, yo, what do you call it? Fizzy, you got something?
I got a question, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you start Guendouzi and Ozil tomorrow in the League Cup?
I would, 100%.
See, I told you. There's quite a few people who would, yeah.
Raise their price and show the world that they actually have something to offer. That's the only reason, because, they're not going to be. And also, I mean, in terms of resting our squad, we're going to play Liverpool. And I've said this on Fizzy, I've said this on other podcasts. I think we're going to lose 3-0 to Liverpool. We're going to get smacked up. And that's the only reason I see, or only way I see the board actually going and buying the players that we actually need, is when the fan base goes into meltdown, because Liverpool spanks us. And we see, although we already see now we need midfielders, but you know what I mean? Arsenal's very reactionary. We're never proactive. We already know we need these players. It's only going to happen when we get a beating, and then they're like, okay, actually now we have to go buy the players we actually need. So yeah.
That's the question I need to ask you. Would you start the new keeper or Lennon?
I'd start the new keeper. I want to see him. I mean, he costs 1 million or whatever. It's not a big deal, right? If we lose, we lose. So be it. I do think Leicester are going to play their strongest team. But I want to see this. I want to see this guy. I mean, he's been training and stuff. I mean, you know what I mean. His transfer was done within a week. So this guy's done. You know what I mean. He's been training and stuff. He's fully fit. So let him play.
You guys want to know something? What actually paid for Renaissance deal is Chuba Akpan's money. We got 1 million.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
And that basically covered this.
Because we got in trouble for that, didn't we? By FIFA.
What do you mean?
Arsenal included that clause in Chuba's deal.
What do you mean? How? You can't get in trouble for that.
There's a bit of I don't know what to call it, a misdemeanor by Arsenal.
Oh, what we did. Yeah. Yeah, because there was a higher fee if you sold it to an English team than if you sold it to a team in another country.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, you got to keep it the same. But
did we
get sanctions for that?
Pardon?
We didn't get that big of a fine or anything. It was just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, just a slap on the wrist. Yeah, just a slap on the wrist.
Okay, so yeah, guys, this is now the end of the video. Time for the predictions. Everybody in the comment section, put your predictions in. And you know what? This is what I want to know. I want to know what you guys think the bookies have us before you do your predictions. Because remember, Johnny Evans is still out for this game. All the injuries we have. Time to check what the bookies think. The bookies think Arsenal is going to lose 2-1 to Leicester. They're predicting Leicester is going to beat us 2-1. And don't forget, it's at their house. So what do you guys think? Looking at what the predictions from Bet365 is, what do you guys think is going to happen?
I think it's going to be a draw.
Can we draw? Or does it go to
penalties? Draw pens.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 2-1 to Arsenal.
Nah.
It'll be close. I don't think it'll be one of those where we're like dominant. I don't think it will be.
No, it won't.
Definitely not. Yeah, I'm gonna be. I'm curious to see if they play their new midfielder, because I mean, imagine that guy comes and plays really, really well. It's gonna keep putting more pressure on us. I mean, because look at Everton, right? They signed Doucouré and James Rodriguez, which a lot of people told me they're not it, and you know what I mean? I was saying that if Arsenal can't afford Aouar and Partey, which it seems like obviously we don't have the financial muscle, we should have gotten one of those two players, whichever one we weren't getting. So if we're getting Aouar, then we get Doucouré, and if we're getting Partey, then we should have gotten Rodriguez. So for me, I do think that it's going to be 1-1 or 2-1 Leicester. I don't have much confidence, to be honest, because I think we're not going to play the strongest team, and I think Leicester's going to play their strongest team, and we all know Jamie Vardy's scoring tomorrow's. So
okay, so I think you guys are a little bit cautious in your predictions. I'm gonna try to be. I'm gonna tell you guys something. I think You're underestimating the importance of the league for Leicester now that they have Europa League football. They don't want more games on top of what they already have. They have the same squad size as the year before. They didn't expand their size in their squad. They've actually sold players. To them, moving on in the League Cup could actually hinder their season more than it could help them. And I think Leicester are not going to take this game serious. I think they're going to play a weakened side, and we're going to probably beat them 2-0. And we're going to get a clean sheet and shock everybody because Jamie Vardy's not going to play. You're not going to have Madison. You're not going to have Johnny Evans. You might not even have what do you call it? Some of their other main defenders like that are in the mix.
Soyuncu, yeah, Soyuncu.
Yeah.
Yo,
So what I'm
listen,
saying is,
they're all gonna play. Those guys are all gonna play. I'm
No.
sorry. I mean, it's only been 2 or 3 games of the season. These guys they don't have to rest or anything. They're gonna play their strongest team to beat Arsenal. I mean, there's no reason for them to play a weak team. They're not gonna win the Premier League. They're not gonna win anything else. If anything, this is probably one of the only cups they can actually win. So I think they're gonna go.
history always says Leicester when they come up against a big team, either in the League Cup or FA Cup, they usually bottle it unless it's Manchester United.
And that might be
history
true, but that has nothing to do with the starting lineup, right? I mean, Jamie Vardy is going to play, Madison is going to play, so Soyuncu is going to play. To be honest, Leicester doesn't really have a B team, right? I mean, who is really their B team?
Yeah, they don't really have that many people coming in like that. They have a few maybe off the bench, but yeah, I don't think they have that much rotation available.
Yeah, to me, Leicester's B team is basically all the players that Tottenham are linked to. Like, do you know what I mean? The B team they're linked to Madison. They're linked to what do you call it? He's a starter, obviously now. They're linked to Damari Gray. They're linked to all these guys that are on their bench. But yeah, forget about them. Tottenham, forget about Tottenham. They're shit, anyways. But yo, real talks. If you guys say we beat Leicester, right? Do you see us going into the Liverpool game beating Liverpool? Because I don't think all you guys are going to be on Thursday's show for the predictions. But let me ask you guys now: Liverpool game. If we beat Leicester, can you see us beating Liverpool?
This is
I'm not ruling out a what's it called? Upset. I'm not ruling out at all.
So on my part, this is Arsenal, right? We're Arsenal fans. We watch this team every week. I mean, we know the inside. We can lose to Leicester and then beat Liverpool, or the other way around. That's Arsenal for you, right? So it's so hard to call. I just think Liverpool are going to be way too strong. A lot of people have it in their head that we drew and beat them in the Community Shield. Listen, that Liverpool team didn't show up for me. I mean, look at how they played Chelsea. That's the real Liverpool team, and that's the team that's going to be playing against
everybody off the fence. We're finishing the video. Final point. Are we going to beat Liverpool? Yes or no? Nothing else, please.
I'm going for a draw.
No.
What?
I genuinely think we'll draw.
Okay.
No.
Okay. African Gunner.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
I'm saying Liverpool fans, watch out. The Chelsea fans, we're talking shit. We're going to stay humble. We're going to keep it calm. But when we beat you guys, we're going to smack it in your face. Watch.
Look, we have no midfield, right? So we might be able to hold them. The thing is,
we haven't had a midfield for the last 15 games. What we've done is we've surplused our midfield for our wings and our defense. That's what we've done. We sacrificed for everything else.
Listen, no Tierney makes the team super weak. Tierney is so pivotal to our creativity, to our defense, to everything. He is such an important player. And, Maitland-Niles, if he doesn't play in 2-3 games, who knows that he's just going to go into that game and carry on the same form that he's been playing, right? I mean, when you take players in and out of the team, they're not going to perform at the same level most of the time. So that's also worrying for me. My point is, I feel like we can hold Liverpool, but they're just going to keep coming and coming and coming, and eventually they're going to score. And once they score, the floodgates are going to be open because we're going to go for the game and we're going to be beaten on the counter-attack. David Luiz against Mo Salah.
The thing is, I think with the likes of Luiz coming in, Luiz will play that game. He'll probably be in the centre. Gabriel on the left. I'm not sure if we'll push Tierney out wide or we'll put Niles there. I'm not sure. But I just think we're going to be restricting Liverpool from doing what they normally do. I think you're going to be seeing a lot of crosses coming in from Arnold and Robertson, and then you'll see Thiago getting on the ball and trying to dictate it from deep. But as long as we keep our structure and get to half time without a conceding, then I think we got a shot.
But so that's my point, Ken. We can't just keep see that plan of action where eventually they're gonna score. They're too good.
I do get it, but I think it's just all comes down to when we get our chances to take them.
Probability. We beat them the last 2 times we faced them. What's the chances of us beating them 3 games in a row? Very unlikely, right?
Yeah, very unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm going to end it here. Before I go, you guys know where to find Kesh. You guys know where to find African Gooner. Yo, JR, tell them where they can find you, bro.
JR Fizzy, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the same, man. Just type in and you'll see my face there.
Yo, man, if you guys want, anytime I'm doing a watch along, you guys already know you guys can join me. Anybody watching, if you want to join us, all you got to do is hit us up on Twitter at EG the Kid or the TheKidEG. I keep forgetting. I'm mixing up both my names and my Twitter name now. But yeah, the TheKidEG. You can find me on Twitter. The link is in the description. And yo, I'm gonna put Jay Fizzy's YouTube channel in the link in the description. And big up to everybody who's watching. We're gonna beat Leicester hopefully, and then we're gonna move on to Liverpool game after. Right now, let's just stay humble and not talk about the Liverpool game. But yeah, I'm out, guys. Peace out, everybody.